Yeah, there's do your fingers, your hands.
God. All right, let's see. All right, cool. All right, so we good. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to Joachim out there, the 144,000 who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston Church, we got the elder Taza Pa, the beloved brother Kasai, I'm the brother Koral Bad. And back with another Thursday Live, man, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Which the Lord gave us this opportunity to constantly update on his news. And oh my, we living in some beautiful times, man. Some amazing times. So now what the prophets have been saying, they putting it in movies. I wish they've been have, but they put it in movies now. You got these so-called white people who they singing the same tune as the prophets, that everybody need to get prepared and ready because all hell about to break loose, which further shows that what this Bible talking about, this ancient book that's been written thousands of years ago, man, is now speaking here in these latter days. You see, which should make us feel better. The worse it get in this world, the better we should feel as believers, because everything we hoping for and believing in is coming true, man. You see? Now, again, so for this Thursday Live, as you see from the title, it says the elites have been planning a cyber attack, and here's the proof, which is all spiritual. Like me and Elder Taza Pa was talking, because if brothers and sisters, was tuned in last week, I'll pull it back up. The topic for the last week Thursday Live was what? It was martial law coming to America in 2024, and what else? And when the lights go out, which should comfort us even more to show we updating according to the right things that the Lord given us, man. You see? That the Lord ain't having us just talk about random stuff. No, it's about the things that's actually going on. So we're going to continue that same spirit from last week, talking about the lights going out. Why? Because the world talking about it. Oh, the world of America, the world of America, everybody talking about cyber attacks. What life going to be like? Well, look, we're in that time, man. The main two things that's been going on lately or in the news lately is the new CV variant, or what they call a form of pneumonia, and also the lights going off, lockdowns, and the lights going off, man. We're in those times in 2024, a couple of days away, and that's when they're talking about these things happening. So we'll hop into it. If it come up, we'll mention a movie, Leave the World Behind here and there. But the main thing we want to touch on in this lesson is that we ain't just saying a cyber attack gonna come. It's the proof. It's the proof from the ones who running the world. It's proof of them saying it. Klaus Schwab, he said it himself. You got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, no, you were gonna say something, Kasai?
Right. I was just gonna land back off the brother, going into how the prophets are speaking and they're out of the spirit of the Lord. And so the Lord is revealing these things unto the prophets to relay this message to the body, all right, to the house of Israel, all right, to give them warning before it happens, man. You go into prophesy, that's what it means, to say before. But if I can grab this in Amos 3:7, right quick, it says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. All right, so the Lord is revealing these things to us, man. The scriptures talks about how he sealed the instructions in us while we're asleep, man. Okay, he's giving us these visions, these dreams, and this intellect to understand what the wicked man is doing. And first of all, letting us know who is the wicked man, first of all, and everything. And so that we won't trust him at all, man. But Israel is his servant, all right? And the Lord has given him these secrets and revealed these things unto him to let the house of Israel know. You got it.
So that's right in line. Go to Well, hold right quick. Job 9 and 24. And before y'all get into the information, we're going to go to 1 John 2 and 15, because the name of that movie in itself is biblical. All right. Leave the world behind. We've been telling you that. All right. Come out of her, my people, as it pertains to the book of Jeremiah in the 51st chapter, not after the book of Revelation, but we've been telling you. Matter of fact, the first live show that I did. Now, I told y'all, Great Millstone, the only group out here, those that teach like us as well, that are telling you to get your house in order. All right, because this attack that's coming is going to be multi-pronged. It ain't going to be just one thing you're going to have to deal with. As you heard the brother mention, cyber attacks, sicknesses, illnesses, plagues, famine. It's going to be a multi-pronged attack, and it's coming from the Most High. Mm-hmm. All right? So you ain't got to worry about man as much as you need to be worrying about getting right with the Most High if you're a Hebrew Israelite. So as I mentioned, the title of the movie says, Leave the World Behind. This is 1 John 2 and 15, which says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So, in the words of Tupac, fuck the world. All right, we've been telling you this.
That's right.
You know, now everybody want to talk about this movie coming, that's out. What is it? Higher Ground Production, the Obamas, and now here it's a buzz all of a sudden.
Right.
All right. Yeah, it should have been a buzz when the apostles came out and told you about it, which it was, but it was in the wrong sense. It was a buzz in the sense of more mocking and scoffing than it was with men, taking hold to this thing. But that's all right, because the more men that you have scoffing, then the greater the chance it is that those of us that are in this truth have of being in that number.
That's right.
So anyway, again, 1 John 2 and 15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right, and the brother read about the secrets, all right, the secrets of the Most High, the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter, and then he mentioned who the wicked is, all right? Because the Heavenly Father is using the wicked to bring about this judgment that's about to come to the world, all right? He's using the wicked, all right? So I just want to go here, Revelation chapter 20, verse 1, it says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. All right, and that bottomless pit represents Europe, all right, with its lack of natural resources in the ground. So it's likened unto a bottomless pit, the land of Europe, that continent, the entire continent of Europe is known as the bottomless pit. All right, and that great chain in the hand of the angels represent, it's talking about slavery or servitude. But it says in verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. All right. So this is one of the mysteries that the brother was talking about, one of the secrets that the Lord revealed to us, that we're going to reveal it to you here in this lesson. There's no big secret. It's talking about the so-called white man. All right. He is the dragon, that old serpent, all right? And it says the old serpent because this is the serpent that goes back to the beginning with Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve. Before it was Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, all right? That same serpent, that serpent that deceived Eve, well, his descendants are here on the earth in these last days, all right? So this angel with this great chain, it says in verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. All right. Now jumping down to verse 8, because you got to move around in the book of Revelation. All right. Verse 7. All right. So Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. That's talking about in these very days that we are living in. All right. Well, he was loosed out of his prison during the time of the Renaissance. All right. The mid to late 1300s, he was loosed. All right. This white boy, because he was in captivity during what the scholars dub the Dark Ages. All right. And that's because we, the children of Israel, were ruling throughout the so-called Dark Ages. All right, which that was the Byzantine Empire. All right, so we had him in that chain was placed on him during the Dark Ages. He was in captivity. He was in slavery. He was locked up. Those that weren't locked up, that were not locked up, they was hiding in the mountains, all right, in the Caucasus, living like the beasts that they truly are.
That's right.
All right, and then the Renaissance came. Verse 7, and when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So he came out around, mid to late 1300s. It was a process of time, just like him going down in the Roman Empire. It was a process of time. So it was a process of time with him coming back into power, but he was loose. And now he's in full swing, running amok, getting ready to bring the judgment of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shot down on humanity. All right. And he's going to do it through deception. I want to go there because that's what's coming. That all of these attacks are going to be by way of deception. They're going to lie to you. Oh, this virus didn't got loose and it didn't. That's a lie. It's all been planned out, even with this, as the brother's going to go into, with this cyber attack. It's all been plotted and schemed out. All right. So if you would bring that to let the people know, I can Job 9:24, who this devil is that I'm speaking about.
God is this Job chapter 9 and verse 24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. The whole earth. You see that? Mm-hmm. And when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations. All right. He can't do that unless he has some type of power and influence. All right. He has to have a certain amount of control. So go ahead and read it again.
Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So him covering the faces of the judges thereof, that's the clue to who this devil, the wicked, is speaking about. All right, because the judges is the Heavenly Father, his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the heavenly host, the archangels, the forefathers, the patriarch, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so forth and so on, Moses on down the line, to the 12. When you look at that picture, going back to all of these Renaissance depictions of biblical events, all right, who likenesses do they carry? They carry the likeness of our enemies, Esau, Edom, who y'all know as the so-called white man. Well, that's your clue as to who the wicked is. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you brothers, and y'all got it.
So, in the Shalom Ta'ala, Akim Akwat, who may be tuning in, Yahweh Shemel Shah Brakatham. Now, again, our purpose of this lesson, because the Lord had us touch on cyber attacks last week when the lights go out, and it's a spirit that this the same talk this week. But we want to take the angle of, because brothers been talking about the movie Leave the World Behind. The apostles did their responses. bishops, elders, Akim, their responses to it, so we don't kind of have to continue to build on that point. I'm sure y'all seen the movie, and we might give out some spoiler alerts in this one. But the point is, we want to hit it from the angle of showing that this is not nothing we just saying as prophets, men on the corner who got the Bible. Like the elder said, not everybody in the world want to talk about it just because it was put out on the movie on Netflix. No, we want to, what's the saying? Give it from the horse's mouth. We want to show you these people. What'd you say?
When did that come out? I'm not sure. The movie.
Shit, recently? It just came out.
I know it just came out, but was it like over the weekend or last week sometime? You don't know.
Sure. Let me
it ain't important. It ain't.
If a brother want to post it on the chat, when did that movie Leave the World Behind? When did it come out? When did it come out? That'll be so, hey, Friday morning.
Yeah. Cause I just watched it Monday. I don't watch TV like that. So.
So we want to hit it from the point of, as I said in the title, the elites been planning a cyber attack. This is not nothing new just because Obama and Michael put it in a movement, a satirish movie. It ain't just because, brothers saying, no, the Lord had it written first and foremost, but also we going to show you, as it's saying Psalms 64:8, their own mouth shall fall upon themselves, right? Esau will be exposing himself. So we want to bring the proof through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, so somebody said, not somebody, but Chikamadu Egaru. It says, leave the world behind November 22nd, 2023.
Oh, so it's been out a minute.
But we want to play a couple of videos, which also that video, that movie was predictive programming, which we're gonna start with that. Matter of fact, let's share my screen just so y'all can kind of see what we're gonna go into. Which is some good stuff, man. It's coming straight from Esau himself mouth. So we're gonna start it with this one, and she giving it out like what got to be the steps for this false flag to happen, for them to turn off the lights. What is going to be?
She looked like the daughter. She kind of looked like the daughter, except with glasses.
God, and that hair, because the daughter had the blonde hair. She do those. But we gonna hear from the man mouth himself, Klaus Schwab, right? He gonna say it himself, like he gonna say, look, CV was cool and all, but we got something better coming. He gonna mention it's a cyber attack out of his own mouth. And we also want to show, because before Esau do anything, what he do, he runs simulations on it. Let's just look up that word simulation real quick. Quick Google. It says simulation, an imitation of a situation or a process. So they do a practice run first. And they tell people, we doing this practice run just in case it happens, so we know how to calm the storm, so we know what to do in a situation like that. But that's what they tell the citizens. What they doing, they practicing for when they really roll it out. 911, 9/11 is going to be in one of these videos we're going to show. They practiced. It was in a movie, predictive programming, a couple months before it happened. Or a TV show. Then I think it's one of these, The Crash in 2008. They told you it was going to happen before it happened. Even CV in 2019, they had a simulation to what if this big virus hit the world? What we going to do in 2020? Guess what hit? CV. So in 2021, just to get to the point, they had a cyber pandemic in 2021, a simulation of it. In other words, what happens if a cyber attack, when the lights go out? What can we do? So they just had it. So what can we expect to happen? Just that, man. We'll go into the articles. We'll play these videos, But so let's start with this. Kasaj, you got it, bro. Going into predictive programming, because they land these things out first. Because remember, Esau want to be like the Lord. He say what's going to happen first, then he do it. So that's what we're seeing. But you got it, Doc.
Right. I want to start here right quick. Get the scripture before I start. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. So the men of the Lord aren't going to be ignorant to his devices. We're going to understand his plan that he's trying to execute upon earth, which goes into total control. He wants to control the masses ultimately. And he understands that the way to control the masses is keep them emotionally involved, and so understands what an emotional involved individual is going to do is easy to predict. So if he's constantly putting things on you to kind of manipulate you and guide you around and everything is because you're a sheeple type individual and everything. The elder that went into it, that man, we're out of this world. We don't want the things of this world as the man of the prophet. So man, we're not ignorant to his devices. All right. The social status, the money, the women, the houses, the cars, and all that stuff, that's nothing. So Esau can't do nothing with us because this is what he's going to be threatening us with ultimately, you know, with his total control. But jumping to it, the predictive programming, it's a quick article out of the Ohio State University, you know, going into it to get a better understanding of what's going on. So this is predictive programming. It says predictive programming.
Give the author and the date.
It was in April 18, 2018, by Daria Beaver. Okay. Daria Beaver. So it says predictive programming is theory that the government or other higher ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. It says this was first described and proposed by researcher Alan Watt, who defines predictive programming as predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning. Okay. And once again, we understand Esau is, you know, more subtle than any beast of the field, right? He rules by deceit, you know, lying, witchcraft, sorcery, and everything. So it's a form of sorcery, you know, enchantments that he's putting on these people. Right. So it says psychological conditioning. Let's see. It says predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned social changes to be implemented by our leaders. It says if and when these changes are put through, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progressions.
Right.
Thus,
it's like it, brother. You can finish it.
It says, thus lessening possible public resistance and commotion. Right.
You got it, bro.
That's right. So, you know, in predictive and programming, the reason behind it is because they don't want resistance from the public. They want the public to be as sheeple, basically being led to the slaughter. And the majority of mass people are on that path of destruction, that broad path. Ultimately, right? And that they're going to be led to destruction, you know, through this predictive programming out here. You got it.
Yep. And it says societal changes to be implemented by our leaders. And again, we getting it from their mouth. These are so-called leaders.
Right.
They send it themselves. So we'll hop into it now. So this is the first video right here from Redacted. This was put out 13 days ago. It says she's exposing the wealth. And the wealth is the World Economic Forum. It says false flag coming in 2024. And she not the only one saying something coming in 2024, man. You got a lot of people saying something got to happen in 2024. Matter of fact, this article, when we get to it, the title of it is Catastrophic Cyber Event Likely in the Next 2 Years. This was said at the WEF meeting in Davos. Now, mind you, this was January 23. We in December. That's a year. So 2 years. Guess what the second year? 2024, man. That's a whole year passed by since they talked about this. So 2024 will be year 2, really, if you want to look at it like that, you know? So we can expect a lot to happen, man. And one of these things that's for sure going to happen, these lights go off. So let's play this video real quick. And we'll let her speak. Now, I might jump around, but we'll see how it go. And, you know, y'all let me know if y'all got something. Let's get it.
Pointing out, you know, in great detail, yeah, like this is going to happen, so you better be prepared for it. Why are they saying this, and who are they going to try to point the finger at?
Right. So this was said at the WEF annual meeting earlier this year in January by the WEF Jeremy Jerkins.
Okay, hold
on. I hear it on my side.
Can y'all hear on the those who tuning in? Can y'all hear it? Let me try to play it again. Let's see.
And
they can hear it. Getting before the year 2025. pointing out, in great detail, like this is going to happen, so you better be prepared for it. Why are they saying this, and who are they going to try to point the finger at?
Right. So this was said at the WEF annual meeting earlier this year in January by the WEF managing director, Jeremy Jurgens. And
yeah, they said they can hear it. The water I can. Okay, calm.
Jurgens, as well as the WEF itself, has been.
So she's saying what they talked about at the World Economic Forum meeting. Again, the leaders of the world, those who call the shots, so-called, so to speak, make the plans.
Involved in a series of simulations for several years now that I'm sure a lot of people. The WEF managing director, Jeremy Jurgens. And Jurgens, as well as the WEF itself, has been involved in a series of simulations for several years now that I'm sure a lot of people in your audience are familiar with, called Cyberattack, which has been directly affiliated with Russia's government, as well as some of Russia's biggest banks and some of the biggest commercial banks in the world, and also backed by a lot of U.S. federal agencies, which is ironic when you consider, all about alleged Russian hacks over the years. They're very willing, under the guise of the WEF, to collaborate with the supposed hackers responsible for everything bad for several years ago. So that's quite revealing. But aside from Cyberattack, there's a lot that the WEF seeks to accomplish as it relates.
And when you hear her say Cyberattack, that was a big meeting that they had. With different countries, different groups like the World Economic Forum, those hidden groups. It's called Cyberattack. But when you go into the word polygon, is when you have a shape with 3 or more angles. So they're telling you when they hit you with this, when they hit this world, mainly America, with this cyber attack, it's gonna come from many angles, man.
Relates to the cyber realm. And they've been collaborating in a lot of ways with these same big banks and also American intelligence agencies in unprecedented ways that has not really gotten any coverage over the past several years. And a lot of this is housed within a public-private partnership the WEF manages called the World Economic Forum Partnership Against Cybercrime. And this particular organization, back a few years ago, gamed out with the Carnegie Endowment, along with the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, so some of the biggest central banks in the world, as well as some of the biggest commercial in the world, like Bank of America and JP Morgan, how essentially the U.S. financial system was due to be the victim of a massive cyber attack. And if you're familiar with how things have been going in the U.S. financial or banking system recently, things are not in a very good state at all. And regardless of if there would be or will be a cyber attack in the near future, the banking and financial system in the United States is in deep doo-doo, right? So if you're the big banks and the intelligence agencies, you want to avoid what happened after the 2008 economic crisis, where there was unprecedented anger at Wall Street because the whole hope and change Obama psyop essentially is probably not going to work again. So how do you allow that collapse to happen? Because it has to happen in such a way that the banks and the government are essentially blameless. Well,
now check out. So, because she said in 2008, the banks was to blame, the government for the collapse. But now they know it got to collapse, but they don't want to be the one to blame. So they need a scapegoat. And it's the way they want to do it.
Cyber attack happen, and you can literally blame any happen because it has to happen in such a way.
And bringing up the movie again, we might throw spoiler alerts out there for y'all who haven't seen it. Elder Tazapa and Kasai. Remember when they heard about the 3-step plan, right? And what was the second step plan? Or the second part of the plan, that you didn't know where it was coming from, who the enemy was, right? So that's what they saying right here with a cyber attack, cutting the lights off. America could say it's anybody, because the citizens one thing. Well, why would our government do this? So they could blame it on Iran, as she gonna say, blame it on who else she said, Iran, China, and that's the people who had in the movie, the China writing and the Iran writing. They could blame it on them, but it could really be America, man.
The way that the banks and the government are essentially blameless. Well, have a cyber attack happen, and you can literally blame any nation, state, or group for that hack. And we know this because of what WikiLeaks published right before Julian Assange was completely silenced and then later arrested and dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Vault 7 which revealed things like the Umbridge program, among other things, that U.S. intelligence and other intelligence agencies that are affiliated with this WEF partnership against cybercrime have the ability to play.
I'm gonna jump a little bit because I want to get to these other vids. I just kind of want to open it with this
probability that it's, they're tied to Iran, and all these phrases that show that they don't actually have evidence, and then there's an effort to manufacture consent, potentially for military action based on all of this stuff. So it's definitely very alarming, and people should be paying attention to it when you consider that you have the biggest banks involved, the biggest intelligence agencies, and some of the biggest tech companies in the world. And another thing that this WEF group is seeking is for banking regulators and intelligence agencies to essentially fuse their operations under the guise of cybersecurity. And the more you think about that, the more insane it is. I mean, it's just an insane policy.
Yeah, bringing it together under one umbrella. And of course, we even heard Nikki Haley, who's
right. That's a C-Hill. Your digital, your personal information, and your health information. Bringing it all together on one platform, man. Digital platform.
Certainly the neocons absolutely love Nikki Haley right now, pushing her big time. She, over the past couple of weeks, has called for this lack of anonymity on the web, wants everyone to be registered as you're using the internet, right?
Look, we ended on this because they're talking about cutting off, putting restrictions on free speech, the web, and even money. But I let it play like a minute or so, and we can hop to Klaus Schwab because we want to get it from his mouth, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and so have people, media personalities like Jordan Peterson, for example, has pushed for this same end of anonymity online. Right. And you also have people like Elon Musk, who bought Twitter, why he was buying Twitter, saying that we have to verify all humans and essentially, allegedly to control the bot issue on Twitter. But there's this broad push essentially everywhere you look, from the power elite to end online anonymity. And people are obviously resisting that because it changes the nature of the internet and supercharges the surveillance capabilities already built into it to a hugely significant degree. And it's a bigger problem when you consider that the Department of Justice specifically has a pre-crime program that they've been operating since the Trump administration called DEEP, where people have literally been arrested for things they've posted on social media. Someone was even killed, I think, a few months ago for Facebook posts he made about Joe Biden, and then was swatted and shot in the street in front of his house for posts he made on social media. Tying all of this to your government ID, considering, all of those factors as it relates to U.S. law enforcement and the Department of Justice, which again is partnered with all of these things, is an extremely awful idea. And the idea that, and the fact that you have all these financial services entities involved at the same time, there's this push for digital ID, not just for the internet, but to tie your digital ID to your banking through central bank digital currencies, or heavily regulated stable coins and deposit tokens. I mean, programmable money. I mean, the implications here are huge. And there's obviously a lot of resistance from certain courts.
And I mind you, just to throw this out there, she going into the CBDC now, right? She going into the digital ID now. And keep this in mind. She's going into the digital ID, the CBDC, you having restrictions to the internet. But the point is, all this is going to be caused by a cyber attack. When the lights go off, and then when they turn them back on, you're gonna have this ID to access this internet. It's gonna be new laws and legislation, man. Hey, what that is, Isaiah the 10th chapter and the first verse, right? Things that he have prescribed is already ready. He just need things to happen.
Right.
Quarters of the U.S. population.
So mind you, what she's saying is this: the effects of when the lights go off.
And elsewhere against the digital ID push and the CBDC push, but have the internet go down for X amount of time because of some massive cyber attack, and they bring it back and say, oh, well, we have to know who you are. And now the only way to get online is to use our digital ID. They're going to get the kind of fast, rapid onboarding and mass adoption that they are seeking for those programs.
Wow. Now, you believe
Come on.
that this cyber attack is a false flag operation? Is
Come on. And look, they plan on this happening in 2024, man. And so that's how they go get people to get down, because people could say, no, well, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna get no digital ID. Okay, well, they're gonna cut you off, everybody off. In order to get back on, you're gonna have to. Time's about to get hard. He coming down with great wrath. And look, Esau, great wrath ain't just his military. That's his laws. Remember, he got his way to ruling the world by writing and signing documents too. Lying too, man. So in order to, when the lights come back on, it's gonna be a new system. Just like it was new after CV. You know, but Ezequana Kasai, y'all got something?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Con. So look, I throw that in the chat. Now let's hear from Klaus Schwab himself. Let's hear from Klaus Schwab himself. Now we might play this 2 times. It's just a minute, about a minute long. Now this was said in 2020, after CV hit. And mind you, they just had the cyber polygon, a meeting doing a simulation of if it was a cyber attack in 2021. So he said this a year before they did the simulation, because why? He know what's coming.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis.
Salaki, I'm going to play it back, but he said, and mind you, look at the effect that CV had on the whole world. They had it changed the world actually. When CV, the lockdowns came, it changed the world. But he said when this one come, the cyber attack, CV gonna be like a little small impact, gonna be a small thing. Let's play it back.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Now, again, he said that in 2020. And guess what they had in 2021? A whole simulation for it. Man, he telling the world, get ready for it. They doing it. That's why they was allowed a movie to come out. Just to get the people ready. The brother Kasai went into a predictive programming. And we heard us say something coming in 2024. And the WEF, which he the head of the WEF, him right here. And I mind you, this is not CGI. This is not AI. This is the real deal. You can go find this clip. Go find, you can look, he got the 3-hour long one. You know? This the real deal, man. 2024 is days away. Look, it can, people want to shoot fireworks, and fireworks in a ball might not drop on what they think is the first of the year. It can happen that soon, man. Who knows? But these things are in store. And us as believers, the Lord, man, gave us man, it's a blessing that he gave us the things that's about to come. He let us in on his secret, man. Bro, y'all got something?
Time.
You got it, bro.
Right, brother going into, you know, the Lord is giving us this insight of what's going to happen. The Lord is using us to be his alert system. You know, all around the world, they're talking about how the alert system for the volcano didn't go off. The alert system for the twisters, didn't go off. The alert system for the fires didn't go off and everything, because people are relying on these man-made alert systems and everything. But the Lord is using us as his instruments to blow the trumpet and sound the alarm to the people, in which we're doing right now with these words. All right. And telling them that things are getting ready to happen on this earth that they're not going to be ready for, because they're too rooted inside of a society that has, ambitions on killing them, basically, and completely controlling them. But grab this in Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Okay, so you got clause on there sounding, trying to sound like he cares for people, man. And we know good and well, man, he's wicked. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. It says, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. And if he doth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness, man. So as he's so-called doing good, or trying to so-called tell the people that a pandemic of some sort is coming, a outage is coming, a blackout is coming, and everything, man, at the end, after he's executed and implemented his this situation, all right, you're going to see that he is the wicked ultimately. All right, he's the damn wicked. All right. Yep.
Hey, you got some Elder Tazapar?
Yeah, what did we have before the Israeli Gaza shit with the Palestinians took place? What happened? All right, on October the 4th, there was they said it was a alarm to go out. All right, and nobody. I didn't get no alarm on my phone, but what it was, in light of all of this, is it was a way for them to get their systems in sync to see, how far a reach, because you heard Klaus Schwab just talking about a comprehensive cyber attack. All right. Comprehensive basically means thorough.
Oh.
Right. So they want it to be thorough. They want everyone reached. So in order to make sure, you got to do these little tests, to see if everybody's, online, so to speak. So yeah, it's coming. If you look at what's been going on, and then they had these distractions, P. Diddy or whatever, all that shit to distract niggas, because y'all the main target. And when the shit hit the fan, you gonna be just like the people in the movie, clueless out there trying. Some of you gonna be on vacation. Some of you gonna be on the goddamn walking down the wedding aisle. Some of you might be, who knows when it's gonna come and exactly how it's gonna happen. But a lot of you gonna get caught short, all right, because you're not paying attention. So yeah,
and right quick to reference the movie, the people who had the shelter built in their basement, you see that they were out doing some other shit, got caught up in the mix because they wasn't at their house. All right, they done stored up and got all this stuff and everything, but yet they not at their house. They out probably spending the money on vacation, doing any and everything, but they wasn't there to be able to get themselves inside of that bunker at the end of the day, and somebody else was inside that bunker, got to utilize that bunker. So, just land back is,
Yeah, that was in that's in the scriptures though. But I get this real quick. Ephesians 5:14, it says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Because look, man, it's a time anything will go down. Look, they clearly telling the people a false, I don't even know if we can, FLAG gotta happen. Something gotta go down, man, in order to go to the next step of the NWO. So it can the point is, it can happen any day. It ain't really the time. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, just to kind of be wilding out like that, man. You see, because Wisegood says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The days are evil. It says, wherefore be not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is, man. Esau about to make his move. And another point I wanted to get in there that says, be circumspect. Watching what's going on. Like the other Tazapah just said, they go throw some BS out there with Diddy. They go give you a celebrity, Blueface and his woman with Offset, and Cardi B. They're gonna throw that out there. But the prophets, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, from the bishops, the elders on down, and the brothers who preaching the same doctrine, we given through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because it ain't us, but the Lord is giving the people what they need, man. He's giving out the plans. This is the blueprint on what's about to happen. And again, we getting it from their mouth. We know blackout's about to come, and they don't tell them when they're gonna come back on. 2nd Esdras 15 said the Lord gonna bring plagues on Egypt as before. We're in a new Egypt, Revelation 11 and 8, that Egypt. And what was one of the plagues that came on the first one? Darkness. Well, he said he's gonna bring plagues on Egypt as before. Well, we can expect darkness to hit, but modern terms, a cyber attack, an EMP attack. My Wi-Fi don't work. And Lord, and we might get to it, Wisdom of Solomon 17. It goes into the details on what was going on in that time. And that's a fearful time, man. And we fastly approaching it, you know. But y'all got something? If not, we can hop into this article.
No, I don't.
Okay, so this another website, you know, brothers be kind of utilizing here and now, and it's good too, you know, for anybody out there who like to be in the loop. And I'm gonna put all this in the chat as well. But this kind of, as you see, the Great Reset, digital ID, CBDC, with the government, military doing, so on and so forth. You know, it's a solid article. Now, this is from early in the year, and it's the reason I want to get all this because this when it happened in January. Well, in 2021 they had the actual cyber Polygon event. You see, but January of this year they came back out at the annual meeting in Davos. You see, the annual meeting in Davos, and at this meeting, after they finished the simulation, they said, "Look, we believe scratching their head like they don't know. We believe something like a cyber attack may happen. We don't know though." Right? The point is they telling the people, man. But look, it says this January 23rd, which we're in December. That's pretty much gonna be a full year. So counting this year because they said at the beginning. So again, it's from socialbook.com, January 18, 2023. It says a catastrophic, this is what they said at the meeting, a catastrophic cyber event likely in the next 2 years. WEF annual meeting in Davos, not mind you, that's in January. This at the end of 2023. That's a full year. We count that because remember, Esau ain't got a long time. He got a short time. The Lord gonna force him to move faster. Time ain't on his side. And then 2024, come on, man. That gotta, speaking as a man, something gotta happen in 2024. Got to. And the way it's looking, they gonna turn these lights off. They gonna turn the Wi-Fi off. The connection to the police, the fire department, hospitals, all that's included. So I hop into it, and yeah, whenever y'all got some, let me know. While I'm reading through. So we'll read a little bit of this. It says, will a catastrophic cyber event, and even after this, they're going to tell us what they expect to come after the cyber event. What it's going to lead to, it says, will a catastrophic cyber event really happen in the coming years? Or are the unelected globalists, the elites, so to speak, using this perceived crisis to consolidate power through the public-private partnership perspective? So it says, due to geopolitical instability, a catastrophic cyber event is likely to occur in the next 2 years, according to the WEF. It says, speaking at the WEF annual meeting in Davos on Wednesday, the managing director, Jeremy Jurgens, highlighted the most striking finding from a recent survey on cybersecurity. So, they do these surveys. He said, geopolitical instability makes a catastrophic event likely in the 2 years. Let's hear him say it.
Divine.
Right. Come on. They're telling you it's going to happen. The Lord told us first, though. So he read that, he said that. And we might skip some, but again, it's been a chat. So I'll start right here. It says, for years, the unelected globalists at the WEF and their partners have been preparing, like the title say, have been prepping for a cyber pandemic that would disrupt all of society. This is what they talked about. So look, the Lord letting us know like 2 Kings 6, Elisha knew what the king was saying in his bedchamber. The Lord letting us know what they saying inside these meetings, man. It says according, because look, Esau don't think a nigga will look it up, you know? It says according to the WF Globalist Risk Report of 2022, retaliations to cyber threats, whether actual or perceived, could lead to often open cyber warfare. If the threats continue without mitigation, governments will continue to retaliate against the perpetrators, actually or perceived, which they're saying if China actually do it, if Iran actually do it, or if America say they did it and they lying and America really doing it. It says leading to open, or just any country, but we know America, that's their characteristics. It says leading to open cyber warfare, further disruption for societies, a loss of trust in government's ability to act as digital stewards. Let's see. We heard him say that, Klaus Schwab. Let's read it again, though. This is what he said. We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which means everything going off, which would bring a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, and our society as a whole. Klaus Schwab from the Cyber Polygon 2020. But now look, so they're going into what they expect to come. But after all that, oh, don't tell me that. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I think okay, here it is. Here it is. I think this the one. This the one. So after all that, right? They anticipating it. Now let's read this. Let me read the title for this one. So this is what they talked about too. We got the one just now of when they said it's gonna come within 2 years, but this is a different one right here. This one from February 10th, 2021. It says this when it happened. Prepping for a cyber pandemic, Cyber Polygon 2021 to set stage. To stage like it, the water. It says prepping for a cyber pandemic, Cyber Polygon 2021 to stage supply chain attack simulation. They went through the process. You want to speak on this, Aquan?
Oh no, go ahead, brother.
So they staged it. They went through the whole process to see what had happened, just like they did the CV, and then it came. So this when it actually went down a meeting. And look, they said cyber attack with CV-like characteristics because they were saying it's going to spread faster. Let's just read it, a little bit of it. It says, according to the WEF, the CV was known as a anticipated risk, and so is its digital equivalent. What's more, a cyber attack with CV-like characteristics would spread faster and further than any biological virus. You want to speak on it, Doc? You got something?
No.
It says reproductive rate will be around. And look, think about how fast they said the CV spread. Even shit, the people you'll be around, you'll end up sneezing and stuff. But it's easier to cut off somebody's phone in different networks. It says its reproductive rate will be around 10 times greater than what we've experienced with the CV. It says here, we take a look at 3 trends emerging from Cyber Polygon 2020 to uncover what moves the public and private sectors may make in anticipation of a digital pandemic. Come on, man. We hear what they're talking about. Again, the point of this, it ain't just the movie. That because they put it out, people want to take heed. We getting it from what these people talking about, the ones who make the decisions in the world. We know it's the Most High, of course, but the ones who he using to make the decisions in the world, we seeing what they talking about. So this the steps they're going to take, right? To cut off the lights. And this is what it's going to lead to. It says, you got it?
No, you good.
Okay, Khan. It says, an anticipated cyber pandemic. In his welcoming remarks at Cyber Polygon 2020, the WEF founder, Klaus Schwab, warned about a coming cyber pandemic. It is Esau prophets. It's the prophets on the left-hand side for Esau, man. Just like the Lord got, his men on the right side warning about these things. Well, they telling their believers too. It says warned about a coming cyber pandemic that will be worse than the current global crisis. And what was going on at this time? Remember, this 2021, that was CV. Way worse than that. It says, we all know. Oh, okay, we read that. He said that. So check this out. It says, as the digital world encroaches on our physical and biological worlds, an effective cyber attack could compromise anything connected to the internet, including medical devices that keep people alive.
Yep.
People all in the hospital on a breathing machine. Yeah, the generator might work. All that might cut off too. Because ain't no telling how Esau got everything going, even if it got gas. Because, in all the end of the world videos, it'd be all kind of cars just parked all on the freeways, highways. You probably turned them off.
Right.
Matter of fact, if y'all listen to the rest of this video, he gave a testimony. That's a spirit. He gave a testimony of how he was in a car 8 years ago, and there was a experiment they was doing. How even though you're driving, the government could take over your car, and he was the one actually driving. So he gave his testimony in here just to show they can. Man, come on, man. We about to see another side of the devil. The Lord about to take the world to the next stage in prophecy. It ain't just gonna be posting on YouTube, watching videos all day, going to work, coming back, getting some yaya, and you chilling. The next day you do the same thing.
That's
the
right.
world about to change, man. And that's why it's important for us to get this word. Man, I got a quick precept. This second Esdras, gotta get them precepts. And second Esdras 16 and verse 40, real quick. If you ain't got none, the second Esdras 16 and 40, it says, "Oh my people, hear my word." That's the first step. The Lord said, "Hear the word," because next it says, "Make you ready to the battle." Right now, He giving us this opportunity to hear the word, to get prepared, right, for the battle that's coming. Because look, when the lights go off, they ain't just, well, hey, who knows how the Lord may have it? Because I can't say that. I was about to say who. That don't mean the world phones and stuff gonna go off, and I was not, because who knows when that time the Lord might have everybody's phone go off, but brother stay able to communicate, some way. But look, when better just go on YouTube and just go to Elders in Transit, GMS Info Doc, daily edification to see what's going on. You see different brothers' pages to get the news and waiting for the Thursday live. When the lights go off, it's not, we're gonna have to move in the world with what we've been taught until it might come back on, or until Yahweh Shai come back, man.
Right.
That's the times we in.
Mm-hmm.
I finish it real quick. Second Esdras 16 and 40 says, "Oh my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Don't sit around, because that's another thing. And Lord willing, we get to it. They said this is the best way to overtake a society. Because we're gonna get to this video right here. Man, this the best one right here. Huh, Kasai? But they went in right here. They said the best way to overtake the government is not with a 9/11 type event, because as soon as it happened, everybody go know about it, and they could prepare, do something, make a move. They said the best way to do it is cyber attack, cut off the lights, because people go be sitting thinking, oh, they'll come back on, just like the movie, they'll come back on. Oh, it's okay. Well, Centerpoint said they'll be back on in an hour, and then look, as they waiting, the government go move in. That's the time when. But the Lord said, look, when times get hard and all hell break loose, we gonna be on the move as pilgrims. It might not be communication. You ask your brother, hey, Aki, what's the next prophecy? We gotta know these things, man. That's the time. It might not be another video, but it says, "Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." You got it out.
Don, just to land back, if I may, off what you had just said, because going into 2024, like you're saying, that all this information is saying, man, we're going into a new reality in 2024. That a new reality is being created. You know, it's going to be a reality of panic, urgency, you know, greed, more murder, more robbery, more all sorts of wickedness, all sorts of chaos going on the face of this earth, man. All right, and this the tables is being set. All the plans are set, man. All they have to do really right now is execute it and everything. Execute the plan. But just to give a land back precept off of that, this is Ezekiel 3:17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel," man. Watching for these prophecies inside these scriptures to be fulfilled, watching for terror that's happening upon the land, the sword coming into the land. All right. So it says, "I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me." The scriptures talks about, I believe it's Isaiah 34:16, how seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, none of these shall fail. All right. And that goes into these prophecies. Everything that's written inside the scriptures is going to be fulfilled. And the scriptures talks about a society being immersed in chaos and men having sedition for men. All right. Kingdom against kingdom. All right. Egyptian against Egyptian and everything. All right. And it talks about the darkness in Egypt getting hit with that plague and everything. So it says, "Give them warning from me." And 18 says, "When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood I require at thine hand." So we're commanded to do this, to speak these words and warn the people and tell them to get the blood off our hands ultimately, right? It says, "Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from the wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul." So, man, we would warn the people to tell them to turn back to the righteous ways and tell them about the pending judgment and doom that's hanging over this place. All right. That it's imminent that this place is going to be destroyed with disasters and more plagues and everything. Right. And so, you know, and tell them about what's getting ready to happen. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we'll finish out this article if you ain't got nothing, Elder Tazapa.
No, you good.
Okay, yeah, we'll finish out this and we'll hit this video. So this back in this article, it says, as the digital world encroaches on our physical and biological worlds, biometrics, right? It says an effective cyber attack could compromise anything connected to the internet, including medical devices that keep people alive, the Internet of Things, which, man, I remember the Apostle Hall was the first person I even heard mention the Internet of Things. Heard say that was years ago. You know, Internet of Things. Now we seeing this playing out. It says the Internet of Things ecosystem of connected devices that runs smart homes, i.e. cameras, microphones, sensors, etc. So people who look in their house, you know, these rich people, they got to look the cameras all on the outside of their houses, the locks and all that. Look, people go break in. Ain't no more cameras. You ain't go watch on the outside of your house. Everything off. Purge. You see? It says the Internet of Bodies, right? The Internet of Bodies, ecosystem of digitally connected humans, global financial systems. That system being cut off, and the CBDC go come, which gonna lead to the MOTB. It says energy grids, water treatment facilities, government IT systems, military defense infrastructure, and more. So it says emerging trends. So seeing that's gonna happen, this is what they're saying, what's gonna come from it. The first one, remember they said three things. It says governments will inevitably move towards digital identity schemes. The new system. When the lights go off, the new system coming on. Now, mind you, this is what they talking about in the meetings. This from them people who making the rules themselves or who getting the rules passed down to them to speak. So it says, speaking at Cyber Polygon 2020, the former British Prime Minister Tony Blair stated with confidence that governments are absolutely, inevitably moving in a direction of digital identity adoption. And we know that just ain't you having your ID, you know, to get in the, no, man. Your ID, your CBDC, your social credit score, all that's going to be tied to it. They just saying the ID to make it sound like you know, to down talk it. But once the
Right.
digital ID come, guess what? That digital financial system go come with it, tied to it, and your health records gonna be tied to it, and your social status gonna be tied to it, man. That's the times we in. And they said they moving towards them. It says digital ID for me is a very big part of the future. And he right, because it's prophecy. It says digital identity is a major component of the WEF's Great Reset agenda as it relates to transformative technologies powering the fourth industrial revolution. And I don't know if y'all remember this video we used to play early on in the year with Klaus Schwab saying the fourth industrial revolution is when man will be linked with technology. Or
Right.
in other words, a C-hip in you or in the people, in man. It says a digital identity keeps a record of, so let's see. If it's just your face ID that you need when you, like a DMV. It says a digital identity keeps a record of everything you do online, including what you share on social media. Hey, we talked about that on the Thursday Lives before. You know, the Lord had us going to social media, how they monitoring that. Even again, the Apostle Tahar, when I was first coming into the truth, you know, hearing about it, he was saying, you know, no Facebooks, you know, social media, so on and so forth. So he was always in the right spirit, because now we seeing it playing out. Habakkuk 2 at the end of the show, speaking out loud. They checking that. It says a digital identity keeps a record of everything you do online, including what you share on social media, the websites you visit, and your smartphone's geolocation. And it can house all the credentials you would normally find in a physical wallet, such as driver's license, insurance card, and credit cards. So what's on there? Your social credit score, what you do on social media and how you live, what you look up, your driver's license, your insurance, health, and also monetary money, man. All is going on the same thing. And I mind you, what we reading, the global polygon, this the plans they got for when the lights go off and when they come back on.
I'll say this. You mentioned driver's license, but well, I put it like this. We're not going to be here that long, but they ain't got they don't, you know what I'm saying, the elite don't have any plans for no one to be driving. Mm-hmm. So that's why they say ID, because they're doing away with automobiles, all right? And because you're going to be in a 15-minute city. There'll be no need to drive. They might give you a bike or something, or you can walk, but there ain't going to be no driving. But anyway, this devil wants a world without borders for himself. You know, while everyone is locked up in these open-air prisons, penitentiaries, he wants to be able to enjoy all the resources of the world. This is his idea of his utopia. He only cares about himself. All right. And this is why this devil has to be taken out of the way, because he's destroying everyone and everything in his path just to fulfill his own selfish, miserly desires, you know, which he wants to put everyone in slavery. And the way Klaus Schwab put it, he said, the fourth industrial revolution won't just change what we are doing. He said, it'll change us. You know, so to go in what the brother said, you know, they want to change humanity. All right, what they consider gods, they gonna get all the good uploads and they gonna have you busted up, you know. But this is his plans. The Most High has another idea though. But go ahead, brother.
I had something to land back.
You got it.
God, just a definition right quick of transhumanism is the belief or theory that the human race can evolve beyond its current physical or mental limitations, especially by means of science and technology. right? And his plans is speaking. This is what he's wanting to do. He wants to merge technology with humanism so that he can upload, like the elder was going into, all this, that, and the third, and leave you in the damn dust. All right. And treat you however he wants to treat you, basically. Cut you off if you don't agree with him, from society, from life, existence, right? And just have total control. You got it.
That's it. I got a quick one. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
Yeah, but I was gonna get straight to 8. Right. But I get to I get to 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come." And it's talking about the day of Yahweh Shai. So it gotta be things happen first before he can come back. It says, "For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first," which we fell away from who we are. Right now we back. Baruch the 2nd chapter. It says, "And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And that's what, look, we living through this. Well, and we taking part of it, man. Revealing the so-called white man for who he really are, or who he really is. The Edomites, the nation of Edom, the one who been hiding himself amongst nations, right? He a fugitive, right? When you're a fugitive on the run, you take on different aliases. You change your look. He deceived the world, but now at the end of his rulership, everything is being revealed about him. It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as a power sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God." And that's what he think this final step in his plan about to be. See hip everybody, and we're gonna rule forever. But like I said in Job, when he think he about to fill his belly, everything will come crashing down. It's gonna backfire.
Right.
And that's what we about to see. Because in Job, when it said it's gonna backfire, it says that's when the working class gonna rise up against him. We get into that step. But let me get to the point. It says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time." Apostle Paul was like, look, I told y'all I told y'all this before, but it's all gonna come out when the Lord ready to reveal it. And lo and behold, we living in that time. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work." He was doing it back then. It says, "Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way, and then shall that wicked be revealed." And that's why we can see. Tie Esau to Revelation 13. He gonna be the one the wicked who gonna give out this sea help in the latter end of the world, man. This is gonna be the one ruling Babylon the Great, who the Lord will come back to war with, man. So on and so forth. It says, "Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." And that's happening.
Right.
The prophet's bringing it out. It says, "And shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all signs and powers, with all I'm getting excited. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan." Esau doing everything that the spiritual demon Satan putting in his spirit to do on the left-hand side. It says, "With all power and signs and lying wonders." And what we talking about, this system going down, he gonna have a solution. It's gonna be a lying wonder. That see here, man. But yeah, y'all got it. Y'all got it though, goals.
You had another video, or that was it?
Oh, I mean, we could still end it. It was 2 more, but it's all good. We could probably end it, however y'all feel. Because it was this one, they made some amazing points in this one, and this guy was going into how the cyber pandemic should be in less than 12 months. He made some good points too. But I can just throw it in the chat for y'all. If y'all want in the chat, y'all can check them out at y'all leisure. It's all good.
We can go into it next week if the Lord will, but you go ahead and play that one.
Yeah, come.
Play it right now?
Yeah, come.
Okay, come.
I can't hear that.
Okay, cool. I thought it was me.
Okay.
To enhance the script's Barack Obama gave major feedback on the Leave the World Behind script. I watched this movie last night. I finished it at 12:30. And very weird movie, a dark movie, okay? Barack Obama, the former U.S. president, has expanded his post-presidential activities by offering input on Sam Ishmael's script for Leave the World Behind, a Netflix movie. Ishmael sought Barack Obama's perspective to enhance the script's realism. And by the way, very weird that the fact that they say this, because you'll hear some of the stuff that's said in this movie. Ishmael recounted Obama's response saying, I am writing what I think is fiction for the most part. I'm trying to keep it as true to life as possible, but I'm exaggerating and dramatizing. And to hear an ex-president say you're off by a few details, I thought I was off by a lot. The fact that he said scared the F out of me. And as executive producers of Leave the World Behind, Barack and Michelle Obama provided valuable feedback on character development and empathy, emphasizing their passion for the book and their desire for a compelling cinematic adaptation. Vinny.
All right, so mind you guys, we're gonna go on a little journey because I watched it. What?
Before you do,
Yeah.
just I haven't seen the movie.
Okay,
Tom, have you seen it?
Okay.
I have not. Set the tone.
Okay,
Pull up the plot.
Yeah,
what is it?
Pull up the plot, and
then
I'll
get
show
into
you.
your
So,
feedback.
spoiler alert, because
Yeah.
we're gonna give away them. If you want to watch the movie, don't listen to any of this.
So once upon a time.
So basically, it's Julia Roberts, Marshall Ali, Ethan Hawke. So it's basically a film about a cyber attack by hackers.
Everybody go watch that in real life soon.
Come on.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
On America. They also sent drones go by and they're dropping thousands. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of flyers with a snake photo that says "Death to America." Okay, on one side of the coast. On the other side of the coast, they had the same drones, but they were dropping stuff in Chinese and just from different countries. So you don't know where it's coming from, right? It was an all-out attack using something that they called the three-stage maneuver to topple the government from within that ended with bombs dropping on cities, on the White House, and they had radiation. So the three-stage maneuver is isolation. They disable all communications and transportation, making people deaf, dumb, and paralyzed. Number two was synchronized.
That's a cyber attack. Cyber attack. Everything going off as we got Klaus Schwab and plan. The second one is this.
Chaos. Terror with covert attacks, and this stage maneuver is isolation. They disable all communications and transportation, making people deaf, dumb, and paralyzed. Number two was synchronized chaos. Terror with covert attacks and disinformation with no clear enemy. Nobody knows who the hell it's coming from. And then the third stage is the coup d'etat, civil war, and collapse.
But the key is it says third stage happens on its own. You don't need to do anything.
You don't do it.
It says first phase is isolation, then it's synchronized chaos, which means it's intentional. But the third stage, you don't do anything. It's civil war and collapse. This program was known as the most cost-effective way to destabilize a country.
Yeah, dude.
That's what they said in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the actor,
Marshall Ali.
He's the one that says it.
Oh, yeah. He says a lot of crazy stuff.
Because tell him why he knew this stuff, because his friend, he kept saying.
He had so in the car, dude, I got goosebumps right now. There's a scene where he's looking at Ethan Hawke and he's like, listen, I have a very powerful friend. We always joke around. He always says that he goes to meet with these elites and they tell him this type of stuff and it's a cabal and it's evil. And he gets quiet and he goes, this last time he didn't respond. He's his money manager. He goes, he didn't respond and they were leaving because they know they have a heads up that this stuff is coming down the pipe. So,
and we got the heads up because he talking about they got a cabal, you know, that they got the plans, his friend, but we just read it from the men themselves. The people in the WL, they telling us too that this coming. So we got the insight like that dude on the movie, man.
Right.
Where he's looking at Ethan Hawke and he's like, listen, I have a very powerful friend. We always joke around. He always says that he goes to meet with these elites and they tell him this type of stuff and it's a cabal and it's evil. And he gets quiet and he goes, this last time he didn't respond. He's his money manager. He goes, he didn't respond and they were leaving because they know they have a heads up that this stuff is coming down the pipe. So I'm watching this, Pat, and then I'm like, wait, Barack, why would an ex-president and his wife produce something like this as if they know something is happening, right? And he played what you said. He played a key role in the film. He was hands-on the entire film. Sam Ismail, the guy, the director, said that he was there giving him real-world feedback. So when this guy was doing stuff, Barack was like, no, that's not how this would play out. trust me, this is how it would play out. Also, just a little detour. They had some backlash for what he did. They said in the movie about white people. There's a scene where Marshall Ali's laying in bed with his daughter because they're staying in the basement of this house. And he said, and this is what the daughter says, and I quote, "I'm asking you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people." So that's in there. By the way, there's another quote in the movie. Ready for this? A conspiracy theory.
But we stay on that. Stay on that, because it says, if something happens to the world, we shouldn't trust white people.
Yeah.
That's something I know you and mom would agree with me. Quote.
End quote.
The girl says that to the dad while they're in bed together. This girl's probably 22 years old.
Yeah.
If something happens to the world, we shouldn't trust white people. That's something I know you and mom would agree with me. Keep going.
Right. So this is layered. Mind you, Pat, there's also a bunch of...
Like, why would you put that in a...
Random.
And the entire time, Julia Roberts plays this angry white girl who's in sales and advertising, and the girl asks her, "Why are you so angry all the time?" She says, "Because if you know what I know on a daily basis, I lie for a living, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing sales, and I'm meeting with people and marketing." I'm sitting there saying, dude, you literally have been lying for a living. You're an actress. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Your job is to act. Okay, so
we
talking
saw
about,
you in Pretty Woman, young lady.
Okay.
That wasn't acting though, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. She was hot. But so this is a quote from the movie. "A conspiracy theory about a shadow group of people running the world is far too lazy of an explanation, especially when the truth is far scarier. No one is in control. No one is pulling the strings. An event like this happens the best. Even the most powerful people can hope for a heads up." Now, Pat, this movie, but
hey, that's in the scriptures. That's in 2 Ezra 15 or 16, because he said when times like this happen, even the most powerful people in the world will hope for a heads up. Remember in 2 Ezra, it says when all these things happen, it says even the damn, man, it's a lot. Let me see. It says even the
I read it.
power shall. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you got it?
You got it.
Go ahead, bro.
Now you got it.
No, I was going to go on 10, 7. I mean, on 7, 10.
Okay, you got it.
Salakia. So it says, Psalm 7 and 10, "My defense is of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which saveth the upright in heart." All right. So that's our defense. We leaning on Psalm 91 to be protected under the shadow of the Almighty. All right. So while everybody, those that are in the know right now, they're hoarding, they're putting their trust in physical shit of this earth, food, clothing, whatnot. Just like they showed in the movie, the people had the bunker, but where was the people? You see, there were a lot of little tidbits in the movie to show you certain shit. But yeah, these people had a whole goddamn bunker full of food, fully stocked, man. They could have probably lived off that food for years, properly managed right. If the resources were managed right, at least a year. But what were they? All right. And that's the thing. With the Most High, you got him always. If you right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you got him always. All right. The scriptures speak about if I have to paraphrase it, but when the shit go down and you in the field, don't go to your house. It said if you on the roof of your house, jump off that motherfucker and run. Don't go in the house. I'm paraphrasing. But the point is, when you got the Most High, you don't need all of this physical shit, this material shit. It has to be at a certain place, all right? And unless you at that place when the shit hit the fan, it's not going to serve you. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is spiritual, who us as Hebrew Israelites, all right, predominantly you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we can have the Lord with us at all times, all right? And again, Psalm 7 and 10, my defense is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. which saveth the upright in heart. So you got to get upright. You got to get yourself right. You got to start practicing and rehearsing righteousness. All right, pursuing the Judges 5 and 11. Rehearse the righteous acts. You know, and again, I'm gonna say it again. You got to get your house in order with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai if you're a Hebrew Israelite. All you other heathens, I give you this piece of advice. That's all I can give you. But y'all ass is going into slavery. Get the fuck out of America. All right. What's his name told you? All right. Jordan Peele. He told you with his line of movies. And by the way, all the good movies been coming out been by Jake. Right. All right. From Get Out to Who Cloned Tyrone to now the Obamas put this out. But you see, Jake is fully taken over. Now, that's a side note. But the point here being, Jordan's filmography, he came out with Get Out. And then his next movie after that was Us. Yep. But you put them together, Get Out, Us is US. That was a code. Get out of the US. Mm. For us, the hopefully elect, this is where it's going down. All right. If you hear you dwelling in faith, because Habakkuk 2 and 5 says the just. Is it 4? I believe it's Habakkuk 2 and 5. The just shall live by his faith. Then this is where you want to be. All right. This is where the main deliverance is going to take place. Right out here in America. So yeah, for you heathens, the writing is on the wall. But see, they had all of the characters in that movie portray certain archetypes that are here in America, certain groups of people. And he mentioned Julia Roberts' character. She was the Karen. She is a straight up Karen. And for those of you who ain't seen it, I ain't telling the movie, just, looking at the characters. She was the Karen. Her husband is the apologetic, sorry for being white man. And then the boy, the son, he was, kind of your typical jock. And then the daughter, she's your typical American just lost.
A true GMO baby.
Just cause she really was. Just concerned with all this shit going on, she just concerned with a show. That's Americans as a whole. Then you had Jake, Jake had a little idea of what was going on. Jake was the most informed in that house. All right. The black man was the most informed in that house. And that's what you're going to find out, who's the most informed, because we're in the house of the thief right now. We're all in the house of the thief. And when you got Ecclesiastes 12 speak about the keepers of the house, that's Esau. But, we're all in here together. We are the most, and just like he couldn't put everything together, we can't put everything together, but we got an idea of what's going down. All right? We can't tell you when or how exactly it's going to happen, but what we're telling you, this shit is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
You got it, brother. No. I got one more, verse 11. All right. So again, Psalm 7 and 10, my defense is of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which saveth the upright in heart. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is angry with the wicked every day. So with that, you got it.
God, I just play a little bit more of this one right here. Y'all want me to speed it up? I can speed it up. I'm gonna speed it up just to see. Y'all let me know if it's too fast. It's a lot going on.
No one is in control. No one is pulling the strings. An event like this happens the best. Even the most powerful people can hope for a heads up. Now, Pat, this.
I ain't talking too fast. So yeah, he said it's gonna be going in. Even the most powerful people will even hope for a pass. Oh yeah, 2 Ezra 16. I read it real quick. In 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers. That's the elites. That's the ones who, got, as he said, the ones with power, man. It says, and the powers shall stand in fear. Even those who got a certain status in this world, a time getting with the law by the judge, everybody, man. It says, from the evils, and what shall I do when these evils, Salakia? It says, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils come?
This movie, besides having the cultist stuff, they had the son was wearing an Obey shirt, the daughter had a NASA shirt. In the title, you could see that there's a BAAL in it. There's a scene in the movie. I'm not being that guy. It is what it is. There's a 666 in a triangle. This is called predictive. Let me explain something to you. Remember we saw.
That was in the opening. It's like 6:30 on the clock. So that's both hands on the 6, and then it was something in the middle of the screen, and I should have sent you that picture. Okay. And then facing your screen on the left, the clock sitting on the thing was 6:30, and it was something directly mid-screen. That was a 6, and then something to the right of your screen. I forget what it was. It was a mug. It was a coffee mug with a 6 on it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's it right there.
God, 6 on the mug, 7 and 6 on the mug.
Right. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. I thought, yeah, that's it.
And then the hand on the clock at the 6, and then you got the 6 poking out on the clock over here. Okay.
And see, this is how you know this is a message. This is their signature. All right, they say 600. Well, not they, but the scripture says, "For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 It's like his signature, his calling card. It's on the UPS, not UPC, Universal Product Code. It's encoded in every code. All right, that goes out on every product. It's encoded with that. That's his signature. And then the brother had posted that. I saw that this morning by all, what the brother got on the screen. So, these are clues, context clues to let you know that this is more than a movie. They using this to drum up powers from Baal. That's part of their ritualistic black magic. All right, you got to tell the people before you make your move. So yeah, brother.
I think they gonna mention that in this too.
I think he did say that. Yeah, he did.
And Matt, two y'all who watching this last video was good, but I'm gonna throw that in the chat for y'all right now. Again, he just made some good points on how, since we know it's gonna come, the cyber pandemic, it ain't that we know it's gonna come no more. It's when, and it gotta be within 12 months. So the point is 2024 is looking good for us. It's looking good for us. But check that out. That's a good vid too. So we're gonna finish off on this one. And again, if Zaquan and Ayak, if y'all got anything, let me know.
Yeah. The volume.
Cut it up out.
Salakia. Y'all be having it on mute. Y'all be having it on mute. Because when y'all talking, might echo, but
you get this video ready, bro? Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, that demon, all right? He's predicting a cyber attack. He said, and I quote, the COVID-19 crisis, with respect, would be seen as a small disturbance in comparison. This is him warning us. Listen to this.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
When you have these woke revolutions,
in which if y'all just tuning in, we played the actual vid from him earlier. I'm gonna put that in the chat again. Y'all just tuning in. Cause that was kind of like an edited one, but you know, that's the one we played earlier. From Klaus Schwab himself. So the point is, even hit on the title for the Thursday Live again, man. The elite's been planning a Cyberattack. Here's the proof. That's why I said at the end of the show, speak and not lie. You know, it was once upon a time, you know, when the apostles say when they first probably came on the scene, they had limited information to prove that why they were saying it was the micro C here, you know. But now, seeing we at the very end, man, the Lord got us finding articles, videos, to show people getting this in them, to show the lights about to go off, to show missiles being made to fly across the world. So in Habakkuk 2, it says, at the end it shall speak and not lie. Now the Lord giving us tangible proof to show, man. You know, and it's not lying, it's here. That's why Ezekiel 12 say what it say, that those who in Israel, these other teachers are not played, that those who Israel, the time coming when they ain't gonna be able to say what's not. Everybody gonna have to agree with prophecy or get mowed down, man. That's the time we're in. The Lord word is speaking loud and clear.
That's right.
All right, Pat, and I'm almost done. The predictive programming, they're letting you know it's coming. Like the movie Contagion with COVID-19, the girl went to Hong Kong. It's like, how do they know? And people always ask, why do the elites always let us know what's coming down the pike, right? They tell you through movies, through music, what they're going to do. It's called, and you guys can look this up, the revelation of the method. They do this to avoid bad karma. I mean, who would have thought, you know, evil would have, you know, morals? They put their true intentions out there so nobody could accuse them of not warning us of things to come. All right. It's like when you hear Bill Gates talking about depopulating the earth.
Yeah, I was even thinking when he said that, I was like, man, the Lord probably had the spiritual demons say, remember, he say he doing the working of them. Said, look, in order to, you know, make this work, y'all got to at least let them know. You know, the Lord probably had it so the prophets could be revealed things in these latter days, man.
Would have, you know, morals. They put their true intentions out there so nobody could accuse them of not warning us of things to come. All right. It's like when you hear Bill Gates talking about depopulating the earth, he does it. And they believe that when they tell us this, they will not face consequences. In 1981, I dug a little deep, Pat. In 1981, the CIA director, William Casey, said to Ronald Reagan in the West Wing, and there's a bunch of people that said he said this. He said, and I quote, "We will know our disinformation is complete when everything the American public believes is false." This was an American spy, CIA guy. And it's not like, Pat, when I talk about this type of stuff, guys, that it's not true. This movie came out last week. Guess what happened yesterday? A massive cyber in the United States.
When is it? He said,
Would you say?
I know it couldn't have came out in November.
Come.
Oh, you see it?
Unless people just got hip to it, you know.
Yeah, unless this video just came out, right?
Yeah, this dropped 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So yeah, that's what I was thinking last week sometime. So, but anyway,
it came out on November 22nd, but Netflix didn't upload it until December 8th.
There we go. Okay, that makes sense.
So I don't know where it came out at, but they said they came out on November 22nd. So in order for it to qualify,
that's 6 days.
In order to qualify for the year's Academy Awards. So that's when it came out. So
come on. So I got a scripture when you finish, brother.
Okay, Conrad, let's see.
Hawaii's water utility systems. They hit an oil and gas pipeline, and they tried to take down the electrical grid in Texas. And yesterday, Rumble was attacked. Rumble got cyber attacked yesterday. And just a side note, Pat, since I'm in this world of people and evil and all this type of stuff, Did you see what happened at the Iowa Capitol building yesterday? These are the type of.
There is some.
And I just kind of skipped through it. Again, this whole video is amazing. It's a good watch, but we kind of been going for a minute, so I just kind of skip through and see what we learn.
We have these moments where we go, wait, what? Weird.
But here's a question, though. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom. You remember the only guy we ever brought on the podcast twice in the same month was a guy named Peter Pry, and he died afterwards.
Yeah.
Weird.
He literally died afterwards.
He was the electromagnetic pulse guy. Yeah.
He was the guy that knew the most about EMPs.
Yeah.
We bring him on, he talks about the fact that everybody should own a nuclear
underground
bunker.
Yeah. He was sort of a doomsday prepper type.
I believe it, dude.
But I tell you what, the level of qualification of what this guy had in his background, when he spoke, you're listening. Was that interesting?
You were
Tom?
fascinated, Pat.
I think you wanted to say something, Tom. Go for it.
No, what I was looking at here is remember ballots being brought in, and
I'm thinking about investing into this movie. What?
All right, so that I pretty much did it right there. Like I said, the whole video. I think y'all thought should watch. The whole video is a good watch. There's a lot of information which is going to tie to the lesson too, but kind of in it right there. You got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, we got Psalm 10 and 5. Read down to 10.
Psalms 10 and 5.
Con.
This is Psalms 10 and 5. It says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Right. So his ways that are grievous are the ways of the enemy. The man of the hour that we've been talking about, that old serpent, the devil, all right, the wicked one, Esau, Edom. His ways are always grievous. All right. Everything that he does, man, is a grief, a vexation of spirit to us as Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead, Ike.
It says, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Right. And that lines up with Job 20. But this is their sentiment right now. You see that, with Klaus Schwab's right-hand man, Noah Yuval Harari, saying that we shall be as gods, and not in the literary, figurative sense, but he said literally, we will be as gods, right? Because like I said, they want to get all the good uploads or downloads, however they plan to do it. Right. They plan to enhance their life through their technology. So they think that they're not going to be moved. And they think in their mind, they're going to buck up against the Most High. So go ahead. It
says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud.
So right there, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. All right. So all of these things that they're getting ready to unroll, as the brother read, a false standard, which is a standard is a FLAG. So a false standard, that's straight up fraud or deceit. That's straight up deceit. And then like the brother Karabah said, they got a slew of adversaries that they could blame it on, from Iran to China to Russia, you name it. All right. And they say shit, it's hackers all over the place that can shut down the grid. I mean, our grid is vulnerable. Here in the US, the grid is vulnerable. All right. So, but they think they sitting in the right spot. They think they got it. But go ahead, brother.
It says, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
All right. So it said he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. All right. Number one lurking place, the church. With Cesare Borgia, you know, the Catholicism, the whole 9 yards, that's a lurking place. All right. Because when you put it in the context of the jungle and you know, kill or be killed, the lurking place is where the lion hides, and he's crouched down ready to pounce when somebody walks by, or any animal, a snake or whatever. That's the lurking place. So in our village or our society, the lurking place would be the churches, the schools, especially these hospitals. And this is where you find all of his demonic activity at. All right. What's always getting shot up? The schools, even the churches getting shot up. But that's where he can plant them seeds of that deceit and fraud in these churches and these schools. And that's why it's a lurking place, as well as, you know, these hospitals are people to pray. All right. The children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly, y'all ought to pray. Nahum, the 3rd chapter, was talking about y'all. Woe to the bloody city, the prey departed not. Right, the prey is you bubble-headed, stiff-necked, hard-headed niggas, because you want to turn a deaf ear to the truth. So, yeah, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. And that's how he got our people caught up. Through public schools, the churches, you know, and there's others, but those are the top 3, how would you say it? What's the term? Those are the top 3 institutions that got our people captivated. All right. To where, you know, with these hospitals, our people won't even accept real healing. They won't accept it. I talked to a chick, she wouldn't take silver. She won't deal with the herbs. But give her a pharmaceutical drug all day, and she good, because her father, the devil, endorsed that. Since it's just little old me who don't know a goddamn thing, telling her something, it's rejected. But see, all of this, that's why they're called lurking places. Our people are already in the trap, bro. I ain't talking about them niggas selling drugs. Our people as a whole are in the trap. Right. All right. The snare that Esau has set. So yeah, we read on, brother. We'll hit 8 again.
God. It says he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
In the secret places that he murdered the innocent. All right. And that's from his secret councils where they come up with these schemes, to all the places that, you know, they showed you in they cloned Tyrone. All right. They showed you that. Those were the lurking places where the hidden entrances was. The trap house, the club, the church, the corner store. This man, he's covered the gambit. And the only place safe for us to dwell is in that secret place of the Most High. And ain't nowhere safe for you here. All right. Now Esau still want to put faith in material things. Y'all need to get a bunker. It's basically what's the term? Nuclear proof.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the term that he used, but that ain't gonna save you.
Right.
See, Esau don't have nothing else. He got to look to that because he ain't got nothing. The Lord ain't fucking with them. But he's dealing with us. And that's why Matthew 6:19 is so valuable. If you hadn't been storing up your treasures in heaven, you know what, the people that have the means to do so, these Edomites here on this earth, they have the means to store up, to hoard food, supplies, ammunition, weaponry. They have the means to do that. Well, that's what their faith is. That's what their faith needs to be. Because the Most High ain't dealing with them. But for us, we need to be storing up Psalms. We need to be storing up Proverbs. We need to be storing up the wisdom of Sirach. We need to be storing up Revelation, the prophecies. That's what we need to be hoarding. But that's where our hope is again. I believe Habakkuk 2:5, the just shall live by his faith. So, right, he plots murder. Go ahead, Doc.
Says his eyes are privily set against the poor.
Because he talked that good game, just like Klaus Schwab and them. This is for the betterment of society. And they also gonna hit us with the whole, that's a whole nother thing, the global warming. All right. Now that's going into your ESG and all of that the brother mentioned. All this global warming. See, that's another avenue that they have. This for the save humanity, because we care about humanity, but his eyes are privately set on your destruction. That's why in what's that? Sirach 12:10, it says, "Trust not thine enemies."
Come.
Because if you set him by you, he gonna plot and scheme how to take you down. But read on, brother.
God. And 9, he says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den.
Go ahead.
He lieth in wait to catch the poor.
We are the poor. The children of Israel are the poor. We're at the bottom of the nations list. And ain't nobody extending a hand to us. You got it out.
It says, when he draweth him into his net,
that's a trap, a snare. All right. So he has the whole world in this net right now, and it's called an internet. And they're all caught up in this net, this web, and all he still got to do is spring the trap. He don't even need an EMP. An EMP will definitely do the trick. But yeah, a hacker. I know Esau got the button shit. Esau would probably just push a button. But anyway, right. They got everybody in this trap, in this net. People gonna lose their mind without a TikTok, without a Facebook, even YouTube. People gonna bug out. You gonna see mass hysteria, and you thought you saw some crazy shit up until now. Wait till this shit happens. Ain't gonna be no more world star. This shit gonna be real. Nigga want to post shit for, ain't gonna be no internet. It's gonna be real. But go ahead, read that last one.
Hey, Zaquan, if I may add, just what you were saying real quick, how people they can't do nothing without their phone. Remember in that movie, the white dude, he said, he was a youth.
Yeah, bring it out.
Yeah, he was like, man, my phone don't work. I'm roughly paraphrasing it, but he was like, my phone don't work. I can't use my phone. He was like, he said, I'm a useless man without my phone, So without that technology, he said he was a useless man. You got it.
Right. He said without internet and GPS, he said he's useless.
Yeah, that's what he said. and see, the Lord restores some of that ancient knowledge to us. We know how to look to the sky. All you gotta do is look to the sky. And you know, one constellation, you know, if you just know what a Polaris is, you know, or the moon, shit, man, yeah. I grew up without internet, so I know how to maneuver and shit. And if anything, if nothing else, you know how to follow the sun. You know the sun come up in the east and sets in the west.
That's right.
But yeah, these people will be lost, brother. But go ahead, read 10. That's all I had.
The new months, moon.
Right, the new moon by the months. See, the Lord brought that back to us. That's why Isaiah, well, Isaiah is one, but Isaiah the 4th chapter, you know, 7 women shall take hold of one man, because we're gonna be more precious than fine gold. Because we're gonna have the insight. We're gonna have the knowledge. We're gonna have that ancient manly spirit about us. All right, where everybody else trying to figure shit out and looking lost, a woman ain't down with that. A woman want a man that's confident, know what he's talking about, know what's going on, or you know, at least exudes that confidence. That's what turns a woman on, that assuredness of a man. Mm-hmm. These clowns gonna be out here lost and weak. So the Lord is getting ready to make us as fine gold, brothers. But anyway, go ahead, bro. Because yeah, see, we at the part of this pretty much like Habakkuk 2 said, at the end it shall speak. So all of these scriptures are coming alive right now. You know? But read 10, brothers, and y'all got it.
Con, this is Psalms 10 and 10. He said he crouched and humbled himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones.
Uh-huh. And that's what's going to get all people caught up. You know? Just like old boy thought he could go to his neighbor. See? And his daughter already told him, them the last people you need to be trying to trust. But yeah, I ain't gonna give the movie away, but you brothers got it.
There was just a quick quote that the Jake had made in the movie. He said, "There's no going back to normal." He says we have to start seeing things as they are and everything. And as the elder just brought out, it says he crouched and humbled himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. So he's coming with smooth words, all right? You know, words smooth as butter and everything. But, man, the scriptures talks about how war is in his heart, man. You know, the sword is drawn at this point in time in which we live in, man. And these scriptures are, the vision is speaking. You got it.
Yeah, we almost at 2 hours. We're going to save some of that for next week, bro.
God, shit. Times might change. Might be some new stuff about next week. Shit.
Yeah, God.
Hey, but look, Lord willing, you know, hey, the Wadi How by Shemal Shah, you know, for allowing us to even be able to bring out the news, man. And not just, you know, even bring it out because it lined up with the times that we see. So we know this the Lord word speaking, man. That's the point. You know, it lined up with what we seeing, man. You know, the Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing the word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. They keep fighting, keep pushing, and we're almost out of here. And with that, shalom.
Shalom.
Tuning in. Shalom.